Rita Dairit, and this is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Buhay Parang Life is part of Faith Watch TV, and I encourage you to download the Faith Watch app on your mobile device. We read and value your comments, and we are always looking for faith stories to feature in this program. So please feel free to write down your comments and suggestions below. Usually, kapag nagpakasal ang dalawang tao, what comes to mind after the wedding, after the marriage vows, is, having children. Yan ang natural order of things. But what happens when it is not happening? To share with us their story is a junior high school teacher and now a mother of 4. Please welcome to Buhay Parang Life, Miss Gigi Noche. Hi, Gigi.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Rita.
Gigi, this is a YouTube program seen all over the world. So
Okay.
whatever time, good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day.
Magandang buhay.
Magandang buhay, yes.
Okay, G, how long have you been married?
We are going to be celebrating our 17th year this December.
70, so parang 15 years old ka yata nag-asawa, Gigi.
Oh, thank you for the compliment. No.
All right, so tell our viewers, after the wedding, or planning when you decided to get married, ano yung mga plans nyo as a couple?
Okay, so a little backgrounder. I was actually introduced to my now husband, by my mom and his dad. So we were set up. His
were
dad,
they co-workers, your parents, or
they were classmates in med school. They were classmates in med school.
Anak akong maganda, may anak akong gwapo.
It was something like that, parang, well, not but they were like, oh, I have a daughter, and my daughter's single now. And then his dad goes, oh, maybe we should introduce them. And so they planned a whole plot of how to get us to meet up and all that. And the rest is history. But it was quick. We met in April, started going out in May. This is all in 2004. We got together, we got together in July of 2004. We got engaged October 2004.
Wow. Ang bilis ha, considering. Diba ngayon, long engagements, in fact.
But the engagement was long. So we got engaged October 2004. We got married December 2005. But prior to that, it was all very quick.
Can you share with us, why was it very easy for you to decide that this is the man?
This is the one. Actually, a lot of people asked me, a lot of people asked him, and I think it was just the right time. I remember that a friend of mine at that time also was thinking of getting married, and she asked me, pero she was together with her boyfriend longer than me, diba? And then so when she found out we got engaged before them, she goes, how do you know? You guys just met. I said, right. I don't know. We prayed about it, and it just felt right. And 17 years after, here we are, right?
How old were you then, Gigi, and your husband?
He was 34. I'm bad with math. And then I was 20. Yeah, but so we're 7 years apart. So he's 7 years older than me. And then I don't remember. I was in my late 20s, mid-20s.
20s, right. Yeah, pero yung generation nyo, bata pa yan, ha?
Yes, actually. I realized when I look back, I was like, oh my, I was one of the first to get married pala. And I thought it was late. So true enough, when we got married, he was not that young. Me naman, all my life, when I was younger, when people asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? It was always, I want to be a mom. Before anything else.
A mom.
My answer was always, I want to be a mom. And I want to be a mom to a lot of children. I mean, that was just, I don't know, random.
Would you know the reason behind that ideals na I just want to be a mom to many?
I come from a family of 4, 2 brothers, and then me and a younger sister. So I guess it was fun. It was, I mean, it's considered a big family to have four kids, right? So
Right.
it was fun. And then I don't know, it was just really like even before saying, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher. It was like, I want to be a mom. I don't know. I
And
honestly
you
don't.
told you told your
Yes.
boyfriend again of that.
Yes, yes. And I asked him how many kids does he want? And then he, of course, he said, "Oh, just two. I'm good with one boy, one girl." And I'm like, "Oh, I want more." And so when we got married, we really decided to jump into it and not waste any time. Because
Uh,
I know of couples who say, "Oh, we'll enjoy a year of, just being us.
right.
We won't try to get pregnant yet and stuff." For us, it was like, if we get pregnant, then
That's
fantastic. If
fantastic,
it's
right?
time and all that. 7 months being married, wala, we weren't getting pregnant. And then so,
Were you already anxious yung 7 months?
yes, I'll share why. I shouldn't have been, but because my mom and his dad were med school classmates.
Mga doktor.
Oh my. And their med school classmates also were like lolo and lola. Meaning, di ba, they were like, kasi they know both parents, ganyan. And then so they're all like, oh, hindi pa ba buntis? Oh, wala pa bang apo? Like every single time we would see one of the classmates and they'd get together. So parang we got, I mean, not
Yes,
that we got
you know
pressure.
that. You know that. They were being asked. What about you? Were you asked?
They were asking us.
Did they start asking you?
Yes, they were asking us. They were asking us, oh, wala pa ba? And it was like, the first time I think we were asked was a month after the wedding.
Teka lang po.
Sandali lang po. Sandali lang. Para kalma lang po tayo.
Ganun sila ka-excited.
Yes. So 7 months into the marriage, nagpa-workup na ako.
All right.
Kasi my OB was their classmate. The classmate of my
Sila ang nagkikwentuhan eh, no?
So and then in the end they're like, oh, parang sila yung mas frustrated na hindi mo mabuntis. So nagpa-workup. I had
May I ask, Gigi, were you the first in the family to get
no,
married?
no.
So, pero may mga apo na your parents from the
Yes. By
ah,
that time, my mom already had uh, three from my brother.
pero gusto niya lahat ng because you got married so the
I guess,
next is to
yeah.
have babies.
At saka kasi parang feeling niya my husband is close to them. Also, parang I guess they feel like they set us up, so they're part of the whole journey and all that.
Oo nga, right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a little, so 7 months into the marriage, I went in for to get
Oh,
worked up for
yeah.
tests.
Mm.
We decided on IUI, which is intrauterine insemination, because since we don't believe in IVF and all that, we're in so IUI was intrauterine insemination. That was the term.
That was the plan.
So
That was the
that was the
plan.
plan. So
Okay.
I got shots. I'm so scared of needles, but I had hormone shots twice a day for like I think 2 weeks, and then another shot, and then it was just a whole like and
Oh, okay. How long did this happen? The shots.
the shots was for 2 weeks, I think, and then there was a procedure, and then I think the the shots came first, and then doctor said let's try naturally. So the shots are just gonna help encourage,
Right,
producing
right.
eggs and all. Okay, and so try naturally. So it didn't work naturally. Not that month, I got my period, and then she said, okay, let's do IUI. Okay, so we did and stuff. And then, syempre, we were hopeful. We were hopeful. But 2 weeks came, and then it didn't take, no? And then we went back to the OB, and I said, Tita, I think I'm drained. I'm physically drained, emotionally drained,
You
and
felt
financially drained. Um,
right.
I don't think we need to rush it. Parang I feel it's so much pressure, it's getting me depressed. And apparently it's a side effect also of the hormones. Like
Right, right, right.
that there's
What about your husband? What was he feeling? What was he sharing with you?
he was saying na at some point he said it felt so technical. And
Technically.
'di ba, we had to like we had to time, and I'd have a schedule and I'll be like now na parang
Right, right.
it really lost.
Not spontaneous.
It wasn't at all. It wasn't at all. And it 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 affected, I think it affected me more. And then with that, because he's a very caring person, yung he's always trying to fix things. He's always a fixer. So he's trying to fix things. But all I said was, wala eh, we can't fix this. Parang as of now, we can't fix this.
Right, right.
So we took a break. We took a break from all the treatment. From all the treatment. So this was barely a year. No, a year na. Nakaabot na kami ng 1 year.
1 year na kayo in the
Naka-
marriage.
na,
Okay.
yeah. And then okay, we'll try naturally. We'll try naturally. We'll try naturally. So this was 2005. We got married. 2006, wala. 2007, wala.
Coming from doctors on both sides, were you not, there are some suggestions, right, na mag-IVF?
Yes,
Yan ang suggestion eh.
there were. Yes, there were. Actually, my OB was
There was,
saying, at a certain age, if you aren't pregnant yet, we will do IVF. Parang it wasn't even a choice anymore for her. Na parang we will, and I'm like, oh, okay. But you know, I said okay, but it was just really they just really wanted us to have children or have children.
okay.
So come 2008, so that's 3 years in, 3 years na into the marriage, no. I come kasi from a family, my younger sister's adopted. So I opened up to my husband. I said, my husband's name is Cookie. I said, babe, Cooks, would you consider adopting? I said like that. And he said, not right now.
Not right.
I have nothing against it, but not right now because I feel like you're still young. He goes like that we can actually still, parang that's our last resort.
Right,
That's
right.
that's our last resort. When you really can't anymore and we want children. In my head, I'm like, but I don't want to be an old mom. I mean, I want to be able to run after her or and all that, or him, or basta the baby. But I respected his choice. I said, okay, let's pin that and go back to it when we need to.
Okay.
One night we were watching television and we saw on some news channel, I forget already. It was a story of a girl who was in a cab and tossed out the baby out the window. No, she was riding the cab, and then the story was she tossed out a newborn baby that she gave birth to because she couldn't take care of it. No?
Right.
So the baby was found alive, thankfully, and all, and I think was brought to the hospital and all. He was sitting beside me, and I looked at him. I said, "Look at that! There are so many children who need families." I go, and here we are. So I go, look at this girl. She just gets pregnant willy-nilly and decides to just toss the baby out the window. And look at us. I go, we're having such a hard time conceiving. Yeah. So I go, would you consider it now? I mean, kasi for me, in the back of my head, I know, I really want, but I really wanted.
And coming from a family pala that has adopted a child as your sister, right? So parang it's not really something new to you.
It's definitely not. So he suddenly said, after we watched it and I said that, he suddenly said, okay. He goes, okay. And I was like, I got so excited. I said, oh, sure. But he said, but we will not tell anyone. If it comes, it comes. If it, if someone says, oh, do you want to adopt a child?
Okay. So it will not be something that you will do proactive.
Correct. He said, basta, we will not be
you will wait.
Actively searching. We will wait because if it arrives, it means it's for us.
Okay.
So what
was on your mind when he said that? Paano ba
I was just glad. I was just glad that he was open to it. Right. So I said, okay. I go, okay. Sige, I promise I will not tell anyone, and we will not actively search. We will not go.
In the meantime, you were not getting any shots anymore.
No more na.
No more medical intervention.
No more na.
Or
I really
so
wasn't happy when that happened.
so what happened? There was an opportunity?
The day after, I'm not kidding, but the day after we had
God.
that conversation, the morning after, I woke up to a message from my mom saying, "Oh, Tita so and so says that she knows of a baby who needs a family." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" I go,
Wow.
so it was 6 o'clock in the morning. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. And so by the time I messaged her, I said, "Hi, mom. Cookie and I agree. We're okay. We're open." And she goes, "Oh, you replied too late." I'm like, "What?" She
Oh,
goes,
okay.
"Yeah, I already forwarded the message to another couple that I know is looking for a baby."
Before you said you're okay, did you tell your husband that, oh, there's a baby?
Yes, I woke him up. I said,
Excited
"Hey,
siya.
look at this message from mom, ganyan." And then so I got the message. I looked at the time. The time of the message was around 6 o'clock. I
In
was
the
not awake at 6 in the morning. I woke up 3 hours after. And so my mom's answer was like, "You're too late."
too late. All right.
I already forwarded the message to another couple who's looking for a baby, and they said yes, and they were enthusiastic about it. Should I call them back? I go, "No, no. I mean, no, of course not. You already forwarded it to them. Sa kanila. It's meant for them. The baby's meant for
Right.
them, not
Right.
us. It's okay." So I told my husband, "Okay, so so I go, well, it's not time." But mom knows already because I said yes. And
Yes.
the way I said it was, "Yes, mom, we were talking about it just last night."
So now they know, she knows that you
And
are
she
open
knew
to
already.
adoption.
Um, Siguro 3 days after, she comes in with a new call and says, "Oh, there's a new baby that needs a family. But the baby's not yet born.
All
So
right.
the mom is just thinking about it." I go, "Okay. Um, when is she due?" She said she's due maybe October of 2008. And I go, "Okay, okay." So I said, "Mom, it's like this. Um, I'll say yes. I'll say yes, I'm willing to take her child. However, I will give her a week. I will give her a week to
Oh,
after giving birth."
to really decide.
Yeah, because I understand. I've never been a mom, but I can just imagine seeing a baby after being born. You'll get
And then
attached.
having to give it away.
Yeah, you might change your mind. And I said,
Right.
"Mom, I don't want her to feel like just because she committed that
That is
she has
like
no
kind of
choice.
forced.
She has
Right.
no choice." I said, "No, let's give her a week and all that." I go, "That's just I know." So yeah, and then
So did you give her a week when she gave birth?
no, she didn't want the week.
She didn't want the week.
She didn't want the week. So I really thought that she changed her mind because it was parang according to the ultrasound, parang October, second week of October. It
All
was
right.
already end of October,
And there
wala
was no news. Okay.
no
So what
news.
happened? Ano pala?
I
Delayed yung
didn't, I guess,
overdue?
I didn't buy anything because I didn't tell anyone because I knew if she did change her mind, I did not want, you know, uh, our
Yeah.
hearts to be broken. So I didn't expect. I really didn't expect. Um, until that was the day. So we have her. She's our eldest. She's already 14 now. Um, she's an awesome soccer player. People ask me, does she know? Does she know
Does she
that
know?
yes, she does. And she knew since she was the littlest thing because um
Like, oh, how did you make it known to her?
as soon as I found out that she was coming to our family, I ordered adoption storybooks online.
All right.
And that is what I read to her every night. It was different stories of adoptive families.
Right, right, right.
And in the end of the story, I would say, it's just like us. It's just
Oh, okay. Yun
um,
yung introduction mo, yung books, and then
yes.
tell her that it's just like us. And how did she, as a little child, respond to that?
Honestly, I feel very lucky that she is very smart. She's very smart. As early as So I would read it to her, right? But as early as maybe 1 or 2 years old, she knew the concept. She understood it. She understood it because she would say, um, I did not come from your belly. I came from your heart. Because that's what we say. You were born from our hearts.
Why
Right?
did you decide to tell her? Because a lot of adoptive parents would actually not tell their children that they have been
Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. The reason why we decided to tell her as early as she would be able to understand was because my sister, um, uh, at that time, my mom was a widow. My dad passed away uh, a week before my youngest,
Oh, okay. So
our youngest sister turned 1. So it was just my mom, no. So my mom was really not going to tell her, no. Or we decided, I think we were advised to tell her when she's 7, because the age of reason, no.
uh-uh.
Before she turned 7, someone actually
Oh,
um said it, told her na, ay nako, but ganyan ka, ampon ka lang naman.
also you have an experience
My
na.
sister, yeah, my
You
youngest.
learn from that
Yeah.
experience.
And it broke my heart as her sister. And so for me, it would break my heart as a mom if my own child found that out in that manner. No, I was telling my husband, there's no other way she should find out about this but from us. I mean, and if we don't do it early, malulusutan tayo. I mean, someone will say,
Malulusutan. All right.
someone will
Share,
say,
tell our viewers what happened after you adopted her.
so we had her 2008. Okay. And then, of course, we didn't stop trying because I was still young, no?
Talaga, you were still trying, but no injections,
No
no
more
medical
na. No more
intervention.
na. The natural way. The
The
natural way.
natural.
And then we discovered I had a lot of issues, reproductive issues. I have endometriosis, and then there's also something wrong with my uterus and all. So back in 2012, I remember Christmas Eve, I was rushed to the hospital because one of my cysts, the endometrial cysts, ruptured and it caused acute appendicitis.
Ah, okay. All right. All right.
I was operated on, I think, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but it was like Christmas. And
Pasko.
so they removed my appendix, and then my doctor got a clear, because it was lap, so there's a camera, diba?
Right.
So they saw how bad my endometriosis was.
Okay.
I had clots, I had endometrial cysts out on my stomach lining, out of my uterus. So she said, so after that operation, she said, okay, Gigi, I give you a year. A year. If you do not get pregnant, we will have to discuss hysterectomy
Oh, okay.
because malala eh. She goes, though I have seen worse than yours, if it is left untreated, we just have to, that's an option.
Okay. So,
So parang, oh my gosh.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um, I go, okay, okay, tita. Okay, I got it. I got it.
He-
1 year and try and all.
She was not able to detect that when you were having a workup.
No, she knew that already I had endometriosis, but not that bad.
Not that bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
not that bad. Not as bad as like it was spread everywhere. She goes, it's everywhere. You have cysts on your stomach lining already by your intestines. Ganyan. It's not ano na. She goes, I've seen worse, but I would recommend that we can discuss. Not necessarily hysterectomy, but we need to discuss it as an option.
All
I
right.
go, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
after the operation, I started living healthy. I worked out. I started watching what I ate. I got stronger. I would do bar. I would do yoga, Pilates. I would try my best to eat healthy. Not really eat, not really eat junk food, pero eat healthy. Um, magwa 1 year na. So that was December 2012. Come December 2013 for Christmas, I said, okay, Francine, my eldest name is Francine, let's write a letter to Santa. Okay, what do you want from Santa? Oh, mommy. So as she wrote it, it was just fill in the blanks naman eh. So it says there, Dear Santa, I was good this year. I would like to ask for blank. It said baby sister or baby brother.
She asked for a sibling.
Yes. And I said, oh, um, I said, anak, sabi ko, Santa can't help with that. Psycho Santa can't help. Santa only gives toys. I go, we need to pray. We need to pray. At first, kasi I said, oh, okay, you want a baby sister, a baby brother. Would you like your sibling to be a baby from the heart again? Because it seems to be difficult for mama to have a baby from her belly.
Okay.
And she said, no, mom. I would like to have this time I would like the baby to come from your belly.
Okay.
I go, okay. So Santa can't help. Santa can't help. Let's pray. I go, let's pray. She goes, Mom, I've been praying. She goes, I don't think you're praying enough. And I'm like, "Ako pa." Okay, fine. I go, so, at that time, we started praying together. That was December 2013. January 2014, I was pregnant. I was so surprised. I really didn't change anything. So after 7 years, no, 2005, tapos 2000, almost 2014,
9 years?
9 years.
9 years.
After 9 years,
You got pregnant.
yes, with no
Nothing.
medical. I
No
believe
med-
it was divine intervention, but no medical intervention.
What was your and your husband's initial reaction? Did you tell him agad? Kasi di ba us women, delay, then ano kaya tong delay?
I will tell you, I remember so clearly. I was in the shower. And I was showering and I was counting the days. And I said, I'm late. And since I got the endometriosis that I got treated, by the way. I got treated for that. I took the pill for 4 months para mag-clear, no? But that was right after the surgery. So I don't think it was ano. But after that, I've always been, even though I had that condition, I've always been on the dot.
On the
28
dot,
days,
yeah.
28
Very
days.
regular, yeah.
Yeah, you can set a clock by my by my cycle.
And it was, yeah.
And so I was late. I was late by just 2 days. Just two
Just
days.
2 days?
And I
Okay.
was
Because you are
shampooing
very
my
regular.
Yes, and I was shampooing my hair, and I remember stopping and saying, "Oh my God."
Mhm.
I said, if this is it, then it's true. It's true that it is in his time. Like we had nothing, we did not do anything. And I go, oh my gosh, so is it this the time, Lord? Is this it? So I just shampooing my hair. I was like, oh my gosh, should I buy a home pregnancy test? What should I do? Like that. I ended up taking, I think, 4 tests.
Just to make sure everything was positive. All tests were positive.
All tests are positive. Just
So
two
when did
days.
you tell
Just
your
2 days. I think after the fourth test, or no, after the third test, because he asked me to test again the next day. But after the third test, I said, babe, I have something to show you. And then he goes, what? And then so I left the test on the
That's right.
on the table, right? On the counter in the bathroom. I said, come, I have to show you something. He goes, what? I go, come lang. And then so I pointed at it. Then I started crying. He goes, oh, it's okay. We can try again. He goes like that. And then I realized, I don't think he's ever seen a pregnancy test. So
He did not know what the meaning of
he goes, wait. And I was like, no, what are you trying? What? And he goes, wait, what? What am I supposed to look for? What does it mean? I go, what do you see? He goes, two lines. He goes, two pink lines. Is it supposed to be blue? What is it? I was like, oh my gosh. And I go, no. I go, we're pregnant. And he's like, di nga. He goes, no. He goes, yeah. So we were like, ecstatic. But of
Ecstatic.
course, we went to the OB, the parang the pinaka available date next day pwede, diba? So we went up to her, and I had my mom with me, and my mom goes, "Why are we here?" And I said, "Oh," in the waiting room na, I said, "Oh, mom, I took a pregnancy test several days ago, and it's positive." Oh my gosh! Yeah, so that's my mom, diba? And then so when we get into my tita's clinic, her classmate, she was quiet. I told her, "Don't say anything first. Wag mo ako pangunahan." Ganyan. We have to do it gently. And then so she sits down and she goes, "Oh, bakit tayo nandito?" I said, "Tita, so like this. I was late for 2 days." So, kunento ko. Then I took a test and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what a blessing." She goes, "Honestly, when I saw your name on the list for today's clinic day,
All right.
I thought you were going to come in and discuss
The
hysterectomy."
hysterectomy. Okay.
I mean,
Now you're
and I
both.
was like, "Oh, tita, it's the opposite." And I go, you know, and then of course by the time I was pregnant, I was already 35, 30.
35. All right. So isip mo, at least makakaisa ka.
Yes. And then of course my brother who is a doctor was calling me, I forget what it's called, no. Basta parang elderly. And na mom, sabi ko, "Oh, ano mo?" He goes, "No. When you get pregnant at the age of 35 and up, that's a term that they call you, geriatric
Elderly
or something.
mom.
I forgot.
Geriatric na.
I forgot what
Okay.
the term is. I could be wrong. But I was like, Teka, did you just call me old? Like, did you? He goes, "No, it's a medical term." I go, "Ah,
So
okay."
how did your pregnancy look like? First time at 35.
Fun. I was, I was just fun. Though, of course, the first, the morning sickness. I
Okay.
remember a friend telling me it's just psychological. She goes, "It's just psychological. I'm sure." Oh my, it's not. It's not psychological.
What was the reaction of Francine when you gave birth the first time she saw the baby from your belly?
Um,
Or maybe may reaction ba siya when you were, getting big? Yung, ito na,
when we told her, that we were
when you
pregnant,
told her.
she cried out of joy. She was so happy. She was so happy. She was so happy. So
That
uh,
attitude, huh?
yeah, and then she was the one that made the announcement. Of course, it's not Facebook official until you do, official until it's Facebook official. She was the one who did the announcement. She's like, "I'm going to be a big sister." She was just
Yun.
so excited. When I gave birth, she was in the hospital. She was waiting in the room. She was the perfect ate from day one.
How old was she then? How old was she? 5?
7. Ah,
7? Did you
baka
feel
6
any
pala.
jealousy?
Of course, I was scared. I was scared
Yes,
that
yes.
she would feel na, uy, iba to.
Iba to. Right,
Iba
right.
yung right? But I was confident enough to know na hindi kami nagkulang. Those
Yes.
7 years na it was just her, hindi kami
Right.
nagkulang, no? So I was confident in that. And I keep telling, because people say, "Oh, she's so blessed to have you." I said, "No, we are blessed to have her. She's such a blessing to us. She is the kindest. She has the kindest heart, the purest heart. She is an awesome ate to now 3 other siblings. I mean, a
I
total,
know. So,
like,
so how long after did number 3 and number 4?
oh my, very quick.
Sunod-sunod mo ba? Kasi 35 ka na eh.
Yes, ano siya. So, Ilana was born 2014. I was pregnant again 2016. So I gave birth 2017. So that's 2 years, 2.5 years difference. Then after that, I got 2 miscarriages. A miscarriage in 2018 and then a miscarriage in 2019. Then 2020, I was pregnant again during the pandemic and gave birth 2021. 21.
During that time, in between those pregnancies, were you, what was on your mind? Were you like, you want to be a mom to many children? So was there so much hope now? Or, teka, wag muna? Are you now trying to postpone pregnancy?
Na parang no. Okay. I'll be very honest. When we had Francine, there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of fear, a lot of fear. In my head, I was thinking, do I really deserve to have her? Because what if I don't do right by her? What
Mm-hmm.
if I am not the mom that she needs, and I won't be the right mom for her? Um, Parang I'll fail, no? Kasi parang my feeling of not getting in the back of my head, of course, I know it's all with the plan of God, but by me not getting pregnant, I was thinking, is it because I'm not going to be a good mom? That's why
Okay.
I am not being
Isip mo
blessed.
yun. Okay.
Kaya naisip ko siya. So when Francine came to us, may takot ako. May takot ako na, oh my, will I do good by her? How will I be? I mean, I know nothing. I know nothing as a mom. Kawawa naman siya, di ba? If she ends up with me and I don't live up to what she deserves. No, but of course, parenting, there's no instructional book for it. Even marriage,
Right.
um, it was really just faith, no? Faith na kakayanin, no? It'll happen. Um, everything's a gift. Everything's a gift. Um, there was a conversation about um, when you're older and you want to meet, do you think you'd be curious and want to meet your biological parents or mom?
Okay. Right.
She said, right now, mom, she was about 7 or 8 then. So may elana na kami. We already had a biological child, no? And I asked her, um, would you, because I was afraid, she's going to big school, and people knew that she was adopted. And I said, would you be looking into trying to find them, want to meet them? She goes, mom, I don't think I need to. She goes, because you and dad are my only parents. So I said, oh, okay. But yeah, it is really, really, parang for us a blessing. But I said, if you do and change your mind when you're older, you know that mom and dad will always support you. 'Di ba? Hindi naman siguro kami nagkulang na you would really want to like live with your I mean, syempre yung mga pang teleserye na, I want to go back to my, but I go,
Yeah.
I'm confident that we have given you, 'di ba, everything.
So how are you right now? Are you open to having more babies? Bata ka pa.
No, I'm already actually 45. I'm turning 46.
So you think tapos na yung reproductive cycle?
It's funny because my husband was joking with Francine the other day and said, ah, anak ha, baka nagdadasal ka pa. Sabi ko, kasi parang yung dasal mo, parang sumobra naman ata kasi ang dami, ganyan. And then sabi ni Francine, I've stopped praying for a sibling a long time ago. She goes, it's probably Carlitos, my only son. He's been asking kasi for a brother, the number
Oh,
three.
brother. Tapos
Francine.
again, girl. So you have three girls and one boy.
Yes. So sabi ni Francine, it's probably Carlitos who's been praying because he wants a brother. And I'm like, oh gosh. Okay, I'll
Ever a time
stop.
na nagkaroon ng, something between, an issue about being from the heart and from the belly?
Um,
Between the siblings?
within the siblings, no.
Wala.
But I have family members that are very old school, no? Um, we would always hear, I would get into fights because I would
You would
always
get
hear,
into fights.
with some of my family members because I would get comments na, why are you why are you getting upset at Ilana? Ilana's my second, my
Right,
biological.
right, right.
Why are you getting upset with her like that? She goes like that. I go, what do you mean? I go, because she's misbehaving. This is how I do it. And she goes,
Yes.
no, you were never like that with Francine. I go, what do
Mm,
you mean? She goes, you never got mad at her. And this one's your real child. Ganon. And I
yung
was
mga
like,
ganon.
syempre,
Okay.
I blew up and I was like, oh, no,
Parang, parang
it
it
was
crossed the
different.
line, yeah.
Yeah, I go, that's not the way. We personally, my husband and I, don't see a difference. They are our children from number one to number four. They are all our children, no matter how they came to us.
Okay, so to end this episode, Gigi, what is your advice? First of all, to 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 observers, family and friends who know the identity of your children, of your, the children of their of family members na alam nila ito adopted, alam nila ito from biological child. That make they make a comment or maybe murmuring that it
Yes,
happens, right?
yes, definitely, and it can't be helped.
It can't be helped. But what can you advise us when we encounter those kind of families?
I actually stopped talking to family, meaning I stopped talking to them about the issue and I went straight to my daughter. Meaning I explained to her. I explained to Francine. Before she went to big school and I felt like I was sending her out to the open world, I sat her down and I said, you know our situation. You know that you came from the heart. I go, there may be a time when you will hear a certain word. It may not be the word, but the way it is said, I will tell you, it will pinch at your heart. I said, but I want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. I go, and that word is ampon. Okay. Iba eh. Iba yung feel, diba?
Diba? Iba ang dating.
Pag may tono pa na, ay, ampon. So,
Right, right.
I wanted her to be prepared. No, I wanted her to be ready na. And it's always, our conversation is, so after that whole issue, there are times when she overhears it. She overhears the
The word.
comment. The
Yeah.
comment also na, ito totoo mong anak, ito hindi.
Yung mga ganon, right?
She hears it. I don't anymore confront the family member or the relative.
You talk to her.
I talk to her. I sit her down and I ask her, how did that make you feel? I
Oh.
go, nagkulang ba kami? Did you ever feel the difference that they're talking about? Did you ever feel that you were less loved than your siblings? And I'm confident because I'm confident she'll say no. And I go, then it doesn't matter. Then it doesn't matter.
That is such a good tip, Gigi, for adoptive parents na parang minsan they don't know what to do. But
Yes.
now you've given them tips. Final words for our viewers, especially maybe to couples who are still trying but not yet achieving pregnancy.
You know, the thing I always say that I've learned from this entire journey is let go and let God. Not for anything, but really, it is beyond our control at some point. Kahit gaano natin gustuhin, kung hindi para sa atin, at that moment, it's not that He does not answer our prayers at all, just not right away. No? I feel that if I got pregnant before we got Francine, before you adopted, it would have been a different setup. Honestly, I feel like um, the whole process, the whole journey we had in adopting her and going through the trials of hearing comments here and there, I feel like it strengthened me as a mom and my husband as a dad.
Wow.
We would fight like anyone who would make her feel less loved. And so
Wow.
I feel like I am the mom, he is the dad that we are now because of her. And because it was planned. Because it was planned by God
Thank
and not us.
so much, Gigi. Such words of wisdom coming from you. And thank you, my dear viewers, for watching this episode. Remember, let go and let God. This is Rita Diary reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.